Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Guru. Please click on the like, share and subscribe button. Hello friends, welcome to our today's session. Our today's topic is types of parameters in Python. In my last video, I told you about parameters in function. If you have not watched that video, I suggest you to please watch that so that you can understand today's topic also. So, parameter means the input that we provide to any function at the time of function calling. It is function parameter. It is also called argument. Today we will study how many types of arguments can we pass. In Python, we can pass 4 types of parameters or arguments. 1. Required argument. 2. Keyword argument. 3. Default argument. And 4. Variable length argument. So let's study about these arguments one by one. Friends, whenever we define any function that has a parameter, so by default it is required argument. It means at the time of calling, it is mandatory to pass on the value of this parameter. Without giving the value of this parameter, we cannot call this function. Let's see its example. Just look at this code. I have defined a function fun1. It accepts a parameter a. I am printing the value of a. From the main, first of all I print welcome message, then I am calling this fun1 function. I am not specifying any value. So will it work? Let's run and check. No, it gives an error. Function 1 missing one required positional argument a. It means it is mandatory to pass on the value of this parameter a because it is required argument. I specify a value. Now I save the program. I run the program. Look, it's working now. So it means by default, whenever we define a function with argument that is required argument, it means we have to specify its value. Next is our keyword argument. Sometimes it happens that at the time of function definition we specify more than one parameter, and at the time of calling we don't specify the values in this particular order. We can specify age before name. For this we have to specify the name of the argument with its value. For example, here the first argument is name, second is age. But at the time of function calling, I am specifying age first, then I am specifying name. It will work fine. Let's see its example. So friends, in this example, I have created a function printData that accepts 2 parameters, name and age. I am displaying the value of name and age. While calling this function, if I specify 2 values like this, it means it is required argument because for function calling I have to specify these 2 values. So right now it is required argument. Function will work fine. But if I want to give age before name, what will happen? Let's save and run the program. It is working fine because there is no problem in the program, but we know the logic is incorrect. We are specifying age before name. So what's happening here? The value 30 that I want to transfer in age, but actually it is getting transferred in name, and this name is getting transferred in age, and it is printing it. But actually this is not the correct way. So what can we do? We can specify the argument name here like this. Age equal to this and name equal to this. Now run the program. Look, we are getting the correct output now. So because I have specified the argument name, so this 30 will be transferred to this age and this function name will be transferred in name. So this is called my keyword argument. Next is default argument. Sometimes it happens that we don't want to pass on value of one parameter. In that case we can specify a default value for that parameter. That I have done here with age. I have specified age equal to 34. So while calling this function, if I specify any value for age, then that value will be used. But if I don't specify any value, then this default value will be used. Let's see the example. So here I am specifying age equal to 34. It become my default argument. So my first function call is same. Second time I call it with just one value. I am not specifying value of age. And third time I am specifying both the values in proper order. Let's save it, run it. So friends, just look here. First of all, first time I am calling this function with both the values, age 30, name Akanksha. So this age variable will have 30, name will have this name. So I am getting the correct output. Second time I am specifying just the value of name. I am not specifying any value for age. So the default value of age, it means 34, will work. Third time I am calling the function with both the values, so these given values will be used. Alright. Now friends, can it be possible that we specify the default value before the non-default value? Just check it. I said age equal to 34, comma, and name. So what will happen now? Save and run. So I got an error. Non-default argument follows default argument. It means we cannot specify default value before a non-default argument. It means the default argument should be the last one. Alright, so I hope it is clear now. Last is our variable length argument. Sometimes it happens that we want to pass more than one parameter to same function. We want to pass one value also, we want to pass two values, 7 values, and so on. In that case, we put a star before argument name. Then it becomes a variable length argument. Let's see its example. Friends, I created a function print data. With parameter name I have specified a star. Then I give a message printing marks. Now number of parameters are not fixed, so I cannot print the values directly. That's why I am using a for statement. For I in marks, if I specify 2 values, then 2 values will be printed. If I specify 10 values, then 10 values will be printed. I print a message welcome. Then I called a function print data. I have given one single value, so this 10 value will be transferred in marks. Second time I called the same function with 3 parameters, so 3 values will be passed. Then I am passing 6 values, so these 6 values will be transferred. So all the values will be printed. Let's save it and run it. Just look here. My function is working for all the different values. Alright. Friends, actually what happens internally when we use this star before argument name, then data type of this argument becomes tuple. And if you remember, tuple is a data structure where we can store more than one value. So when it becomes tuple, then we can pass on as many values as we want. Let's check its data type also so that it becomes clear. I said print the type of marks. I save it and I run it. So just look here. The type of marks is tuple. That's why we can pass any number of values to my function. So friends, we studied 4 types of arguments. Required argument, that is mandatory to pass on. By default, every argument is required argument. Keyword argument, where we can specify the name of the argument while passing values. Default argument, where we can set a default value. And variable length argument, where we can pass on more than one value to same function, same argument. So friends, in all the cases, till now we have studied how can we pass different values to a function. But till now we have not studied how can we return a value from a function. And do we require that? Let's see. Just look at this. Here from the main, I have defined 2 variables a and b. I am calling add function. So this add function will run. It will calculate the sum and display the sum. Then control come back here. But do we know what is the result of this addition here? No. Actually, result is known to this add function only. We cannot print the value of sum here because this sum belongs to add function. Let's see its example. So just look at this function. I have defined the add function. I am adding the values and displaying the sum. But we are not returning anything from the sum. So can we print the value sum here? I save it. So just look here. I am not getting some value from here. It is saying built-in function sum. Actually, Python has an inbuilt function with the same name as sum. That's why it is assuming I am talking about that function. But it is not printing the result that I calculated here. So how can we return the sum from one function to the calling function? It is very simple. Now instead of printing, I write return sum. So this sum value will be returned here. Now because something is getting returned, so I have to use a variable name to accept that. Let's save, run. Look, now I am getting the result here. Actually, when we write return and we give a variable name, this particular value gets returned to it. So value of sum will be returned to this sum. Now I can use this value here. It is returning a value from function. Alright friends, here one thing is very important, is that return should be the last statement of a function, because as this return comes, the control comes back to the calling function. If I give any statement after return, for example, I am writing here thank you, will it work? I save the program, I run it. Look, this thank you message is not getting printed, and it will never get printed because when this return comes, control comes back here. So our cursor will never reach to this point. So this message will never get printed. So return should be the last statement of a function. So I hope return statement is clear to you. So friends, just a quick recap what we studied today. First of all, we studied about function without parameter, just like main calling its employees and saying execute a function. No input, no output is given. Second one, where main is calling the functions and specifying some inputs with the help of parameters, but no return statement. Third, where main is calling the functions, sending some input and accepting the output also. So these are the inputs to the functions and these are the outputs returned from the function, returned from the functions. So that's it for our today's session. I hope you must have enjoyed it. Please click on the like, share and subscribe button. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you.